give viewers a refresh of what Porchlight Recovery is and what you offer?
Sure, it's a sober living campus for professionals. We have 7 homes across the historic district of downtown Lancaster, and it really pairs life coaches with people in recovery, sober living, so that they can learn to thrive and learn really how to tap into their best lives without addiction as part of it.
And this is for those who have a very successful professional life but are dealing with this.
Yeah, and it could be anybody from a college student, right? Maybe somebody just that exited the military or, first responders. So many people, addiction touches everybody. And so really what we wanted to create was a campus where professionals could feel that they identified with other professionals and then pair them with life coaches so that they can really start to take charge of their lives and start to live their best life.
Yeah, it's terrific.
Yeah.
You also have a friends and family supportive housing program. What's this?
Yeah, so it's real unique. And so what we saw is a lot of times, somebody enters into recovery, 3, 4, 5, 6 months goes by, and they come back and they reintegrate back into their friends, their family, their work life. But this huge transformations happen, but nobody's really been a part of it, right? And so oftentimes the family unit, often friends, feel disconnected and really out of the loop. And really what we're doing here is integrating that, whether it be for a weekend, a week, several weeks, to allow and really begin to understand how that family unit is operating alongside somebody in recovery. Oftentimes those triggers can come right out of the house. And so we want to be able to look at that, pair people with family counselors to really, before they fully reintegrate back into their lives, is to look at what that family structure is, look at what those triggers could be, so that we can begin to understand and fully function as they reintegrate.
Yeah, it kind of sets the whole family and the person's whole community up for success. And you say professionals oftentimes, excuse me, are more susceptible to addiction. Professionals more susceptible to addiction. Why is that?
I think that comes from just culture. A lot of times, both military, college, these are breeding grounds. We learn how to have a great time, and unfortunately, for some people, they just don't know when to put the brakes on. It's like any other addiction, any other disease that's out there, is sometimes people just need help. And I think that this is the platform to be able to put your pride aside, take charge, take action, and allow that healing to begin so that people can really begin to live their best life, begin to understand what life is like, those relationships are like without alcohol, without drugs in there. Sure. It's an impediment, right? It really is, and it does not allow people to thrive.
So true. You have a relapse stabilization program. What's that?
Yeah, so relapse stabilization program is really for people who, maybe they've been in through a detox, maybe they've been in a sober living campus, maybe they just need a refresher, right? Just need to kind of like retool themselves real quick. Maybe they had a slip up. It's not all the time that it's like, all of a sudden we have a slip up and, oh my goodness, now I'm, going to go off the deep end and my whole life, hey, listen, maybe you got a DUI, you just took a step in the wrong direction and you need to get back on track. And that's really what that's designed for, versus the longer program that's really built around people who've never, ever been in a sober living environment and really don't understand what it means to live in recovery. In that program, we're really, really building from the ground up and really reinforcing those behaviors as they go through the program, usually 90 days, somewhere up to 180 days.
Great. How do we get more information?
So right at the website, www.porchlightrecovery.com. There they can find the number, find some questions, learn more about the homes and the program.
Very good. Good to meet you. Good to have you on the show with us.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
for having me.
You're very welcome.